Hello again and welcome to the Orwell Astronomical Society podcast for August 2018. We'll start this month as always with the moon. In August we have a new moon on the 11th and the full moon on the 26th, which, as we'll see later, is very good news for the meteor spotters. There will be a partial solar eclipse on the 11th corresponding with the new moon. It will be visible as a very small partial eclipse only in the extreme north of Scotland in the morning, and this is the third and last eclipse in a run of 3 consecutive events. The first, a partial eclipse, was visible over Antarctica in the beginning of July, followed by the lunar eclipse at the end of July, and then this one visible over the Arctic. August again provides an opportunity to view all the planets at one time or another during the night. Mercury is visible just before sunrise, around 5:30 am at the end of the month, low down in the east-northeast in Cancer the Crab. Venus is still an evening object this month, best seen in the west in Virgo after sunset at the beginning of the month. It's so bright you really can't miss it. Mars may be seen around midnight in the south at the start of the month. It appears as a large red object. It is now worth looking at through binoculars or a telescope, but unfortunately you won't see much by way of detail. There is a massive sandstorm raging on the surface which will obscure all surface detail. However, I think it increases the reflectivity of the surface, making it appear brighter to us. Jupiter is still visible this month around 10 p.m. in the southwest in Libra. Check out the 4 Galilean moons and the surface stripes. Saturn is perhaps the best object to observe this month. Around 10:30 p.m. it is well placed in the south in the constellation Sagittarius. Look out for the rings. Now, as I mentioned last month, if you are a little more confident of finding planets, Neptune and Uranus may be found in the constellations of Aquarius to the south and Aries also to the south. And the best time to look is in the hours after midnight at the end of the month. August is the last chance for noctilucent cloud viewing. The season comes to a close this month, although still this month I've seen precious few of them, in fact none. And now the meteor showers for this month. One of the most exciting and perhaps the best of the year is the Perseids, which runs from the 17th of July to the 24th of August, but are at their best on the nights of the 11th and 12th of August, from around 1 o'clock in the morning until dawn. Meteors occur when the Earth's orbit takes it through a patch of debris left over from passing comets. This debris mainly consists of small particles about the size of a grain of sand. When the Earth crashes through this debris field, these particles enter the Earth's atmosphere incredibly fast and burn up due to friction. We see these as bright streaks against the dark background of the night sky. You can all see a meteor or two on any night of the year, and these are called sporadic meteors. However, when the Earth passes through one of these debris fields, the results can be spectacular, as is the case with the Perseids this month and the Geminids in December. All the meteors associated with these particular showers appear to come from a single point in the sky called the radiant, and the position of this radiant gives the name of the particular shower. So this month the radiant of the Perseids is in Perseus. And the number of meteors that we can expect to see is given by the term ZHR, or zenithal hourly rate. This is the number of meteors we would expect to see under ideal conditions if the radiant was directly overhead. The ZHR is expected to be around 100 metres per hour for the Perseids, but don't expect to see this amount from the UK. Probably expect around 40 to 60 per hour, bearing in mind the moon will be conveniently out of the way. The other shower is much less spectacular in terms of numbers, but it can come up with some really bright fireballs, and this is the Cygnids, and they're at their best on the 17th. The radiant is Cygnus the Swan. On the constellations for August, we still have, of course, the summer set of constellations, with Cygnus and Cassiopeia being virtually overhead. Another chance to look out for the asterisms I talked about last month, including the Northern Cross, Summer Triangle, House, Great Square of Pegasus, the Steering Wheel, the Circlet and the Keystone. Again, check in a star atlas either online or in a book or magazine to identify these and where to find them. However, I've been asked about the whereabouts of the steering wheel and circlet, and these may both be found between Pisces and Aquarius. If you have a telescope, now is a good opportunity to look at the Andromeda Galaxy, which is one of our nearest neighbouring galaxies. It can be found between the Great Square of Pegasus and the constellation Cassiopeia. If you can find this okay, there are quite a few other objects of interest that you might be able to find, including galaxies, nebulae and star clusters. I hope that this podcast has given you some ideas of what to look out for this month. There's plenty more out there to see, and I recommend that you look on the internet, astronomy magazines or in an astronomy book or sky map to see what else is out there and where to look for it. Another useful tool, as always, is the planisphere, which you can use to find out exactly what is overhead at any time and date of the year. And these are readily available for any good bookshop. That's all for this month, but listen out next month for September's highlights. Bye for now.